deep in the parched desert sands of ancient Osirian.
Long-forgotten secrets are becoming unearthed
that could threaten the security of the entire region.
Through cursed tombs, undead crypts, and towering pyramids,
our unlikely band of heroes must rise to the challenge
and find the secrets of
the Mummy's Mask.
Last time on the Mithril Tabletop.
Does a 15 critically hit to get a normal hit on this thing?
No! What do you... No!
I had to ask.
Habibi would like to roll religion to do a check. He's like, oh, hey, Osiris, it's me again, Habibi.
And you see this thing just kind of like scurry up the walls onto the ceiling and then fall down right next to Habibi. The coffer corpse falls down and dies. Khepri, you are the only one who does not look like they want to shit their pants and get the fuck out of Dodge.
You better not kill her. She's gonna look at the coffer and she's gonna be like, "You're next."
You guys find yourselves walking in to the tomb of the founder. This is officially the end of book 1.
Hey everyone, I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season with your friends and family, and I hope you're ready to jump back into the Mummy's Mask with us. Along with the new year, we get into the new book, or the next book of the Adventure Path. Along with the Adventure Path stuff that will happen naturally with the new book, we will be bringing in more of the characters' backstories and how they met each other. We also delve deeper and deeper into the backstory of this whole adventure, why we're even doing this, and we're going to bring life to everything and start to connect a lot of those important plot points. I am so excited for this. I also want to give out a huge shout out to Wahba, our GM. Without him and his knowledge of the Pathfinder world and his knowledge of Egyptian themes, our adventure would not be as full of life as it is. We definitely could not do this without his brain and his expertise. But here's episode 38. It was self-defense.
So we've had some big changes this week, right?
Big changes?
Erin, that's my job.
So I was thinking that...
Shop. So we've got some big changes this week.
Oh my god.
Stole my thunder. That was my fucking job. No, but for real though, there has been a shift, let's call it, in the Pathfinder community. There has been a remastering of the rulebook, and this is the first week we get to play with it. There have been some significant changes to the Pathfinder core rulebook that have been remastered. For one, alignments gone. No one is lawful, good, chaotic, neutral. It's what my character would do. Fuck you guys, you're just a dick. It's
no
gone.
more diet chaotic evil for Katie.
Hey now. Oh yeah, there really isn't even a spot for it on the Foundry sheet anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't notice
The Foundry team, big round of applause to the Foundry team. They are on top of shit. They're so good.
Like how we all just laughed.
Thank you. No, yeah, alignment gone. So anytime a creature does evil damage, demons
are usually evil, yes.
It's one of my dialects. So, if they ever do evil damage, it's now just basically spirit damage. To that end, all alignment damage is basically boiled down to kind of spirit damage, with the added rider of either holy or unholy as extra traits. It sounds complicated, but I promise you it's not that weird. It actually makes a lot of sense. So now things like, actually, Habibi, why don't you tell us about this one? Divine Lance got a huge buff. What? How do you feel about Divine Lance now? What does it do?
It actually does something.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I don't do good.
All right, everybody, put the code red down.
So much shade.
Yeah, I understand this. It's different, but it's better.
So, Divine Lance used to deal alignment damage based on your god, and you can only pick one. So if you're following a lawful good god, it can only deal lawful or good damage. And that means if a creature was true neutral, like a scorpion, for example, or like an elemental that you guys are fighting, you couldn't do anything with Divine Lance. You could hit and it will just take no damage, which is just mind-boggling and bonkers to me. Like true neutral was a superior alignment because you were just immune to all alignment damage, just by virtue of putting in an alignment on your character sheet that is mostly roleplay. You have a mechanical benefit, which is weird to me. But now it does spirit damage, and it has an additional trait that is unique to clerics so far. What is that trait?
Sanctified.
And because Habibi is a holy cleric of Osiris, he can add the holy trait to it, doing extra damage possibly to creatures that might have a weakness to holiness, or who would take like, I don't know, some extra penalty for whatever reason. That's pretty cool. So alignments are gone, spirit damage is in, spell schools gone. So another huge change to Tariq, one of our other spellcasters here. You had Arcane Cascade, which did what?
Yeah. So basically Arcane Cascade lets me cycle a spell through me, and it gives me that extra damage die. And if I didn't have a specific attack, like a specific trait, like cold or fire, things like that, depending on the school it came from, I would have to like use, maybe if it was, I think evocation was force or something like that. So now it's all force damage. Yeah. Because there are no schools.
It did weird things too. Like if you cast a divination spell or an illusion spell, you cast mental damage and stuff. But it's so weird. But then now it does force damage, just flat out force damage. And if you did a spell that did damage, you take the damage type instead. So it's always either force or something else. They added like just the fundamental, everything based. It's no longer based on school. It's just force, which is so much nicer.
Makes it a little bit easier because then I don't have to like, if I cast light, I don't have to like go and look and try to figure out what exactly that damage is going to do later in the, or if I cast shield even. So that's nice, but it's actually, I kind of have like a pro and con as well, because I basically got a lot of the spells that are available to me. Some of the spells got the attack trait taken off. And for a Magus, that's kind of like my thing, because I use those spells with my staff as an attack roll. And so they changed a lot of the cantrips and some of the spells to have DC saves on them. So now I don't have, or what's that called? Basic
save?
Yeah, just like basic reflex saves.
Did I say right? Okay.
Stuff like that.
So like, what was there was one that changed to a reflex save. Electric Arc, maybe?
Electric Arc was always a basic reflex save. You're thinking of Ray of Frost, which turned into Frostbite.
Ray of Frost, yeah. So that one, I can't really, I can't use the attack roll anymore, correct?
Yeah, it doesn't have an attack roll on it.
It doesn't work, yeah, so that won't work with I can still use it as like, a cantrip, but it won't work with my attack, which means I won't have like my strength for it and everything like that. Or use my staff's accuracy and whatnot.
So a bit of a nerf.
So that kind of sucks. Yeah. But on the pro side of things, my cantrips have a little bit more damage to them. So the damage got boosted, the ones that I can still use.
Specifically, Ignition, which used to be Produce Flame, got a special extra bonus, like special ability. So what does this do now?
So with Ignition, that was Produce Flame. Tariq used that quite a bit. So now instead of dealing, I think before it was 1d4, now it's 2d4 of fire damage. So an extra die of damage than what it did before, and then...
The big change, though, is it does d6s now in melee range.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not marked in the... That wasn't marked in the spell, so...
Well, it's there in the last sentence if you read it.
The GM totally doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, so in that sense, Ignition is actually a buff for you because you're almost always casting it in melee range, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, like most of the other changes have just basically been very simple name changes. Like, for example, Khepri, you're no longer part of the Wild Order. You're now part of the Untamed Order.
Ooh,
but
creepy.
They also added an interesting new general action, which I think the two marshals in the party might benefit from pretty well.
Is that
Reposition is one of them. So now there has always been like this weird thing where athletics was good at shoving people and tripping people and grappling them, but not moving them closer. You couldn't move people closer. You a lot of GMs just flavored
Get over
shove, but
here.
working backwards. But now they added a whole extra ability for this. If you roll athletics, you can grab that on someone you already have grabbed. You can move them up to 5 or 10 feet within your reach. So you could just like
Nice.
have like, for example, Tanhi could have someone in front, and she could just move them to the side, just like out of the way, bitch, and just like move in the way.
Well, that's nice too, because I can ruin their flanking.
Yeah, exactly. It's forced movement. You have to have them already grappled to begin with, so it's not super easy to pull off, but it's a little bit better than just shoving people out of the way. You know what I mean? And I think now you also have these other abilities, like you can throw things to people nearby. So if you guys have a healing potion and like Habibi is like down and he's bleeding out, and Keryth is next to him, he's like, I don't have any healing potions, and Tariq's like, here, take mine. He could toss the healing potion, Keryth can grab it and then apply it to Habibi on his turn. It's so much more dynamic, like just stuff like that, just all over the place. It's honestly a lot of really good quality of life changes.
Cool. I'm excited to try it out.
Me too. Not today, because this session is going to be entirely roleplay.
The part I like from the remaster is crafting no longer takes like 4 days. It's now, what,
That's
2?
a huge one for you as an inventor.
Yeah.
It takes 2 days instead of 4, and it takes
Wow.
only 1 day if you have the formula. Speaking of which, you don't need the formula for any common item. You just can do that.
As part of the class now.
No, just in general, all crafting can do this now. And so now Inventor is moved from a 7th level skill feat to a 2nd level skill feat because it only applies to uncommon and rare formula.
I mean, I got it automatically, but
Yeah, well, sure. I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah.
But now you can spend that downtime using the Inventor skill feat to find the formula of uncommon or rare items, and then use another couple of days of downtime to craft that item now that you have the formula with only 1 day.
nice.
That's pretty nice. It's really nice. Crafting is actually decently useful now.
Yeah.
So Keryth maybe going back to his workshop and making some things blow up while we're back in the town.
His landlady might not appreciate that, but maybe. Tanhi, if you see your dad like frustrated and like gray hairs are popping out, it's probably because he has to deal with more Kara's bullshit.
Oh no. Oh no.
Tanhi goes to visit and he's like, you need to tell your friend.
Stop blowing up the marketplace.
I didn't blow up shit except myself.
And Tanhi, but with permission.
She said yes. Consent is key.
Well, speaking of blowing people up,
Consent is
and speaking of Tanhi and Keryth and all those other people, all of you guys have had a really rough time with things. But
No.
before I get into that, I want to start off with something a little bit more familiar. Let's say book 2 opens up, like, you know, like the whole like Shrek opening of the movie. It just kind of like opens up and you just like zoom in the camera and like it builds. It's one of those things.
Like a storybook.
Yeah, like a storybook.
Opening.
Thank you.
We're flipping the pages back
I have words. I'm a writer. Shut up.
to a previous chapter.
Almost like a flashback.
Like in our flashback, we're going to open up the book. Book 2 opens up with a familiar scene. In, however, an unfamiliar time. In the heart of the half-city of Wati, the sun casts a warm glow upon the humble yet colorful market stalls. A symphony of voices and activity fill the air as the crowd flows between the eager merchants like the mighty Sphinx River nearby. The throngs of the Wati citizens weave their way from merchant to merchant, engaged in the timeless dance of trade and barter. Amidst this lively scene, a young halfling girl stands out of place, her long, bushy hair framing her smiling face like a lion's mane, wild and untamed as the wilderness itself. With an infectious smile, she bobbed between the stalls, her skillful hands balancing the basket laden with an array of fresh produce above her head. The young druid has always been fascinated with the market, and she loves the chance to see all the new and interesting things the vendors have brought to Wati from all over the world each week.
Come on, Seti, keep up. We can't stay out too long. Mama is expecting us to make dinner for the rest of the tribe. Hey, don't give me that look. Tell you what, I'll buy you a treat if we finish quick, okay? But we still have more to buy, and we can't keep Mama waiting.
Meanwhile, from a nearby dark alley, a roguish boy of about 11 years old watches a young Khepri with a scheming glint in his eyes. As Khepri navigates the busy marketplace, shiny curiosities steal her attention as she rarely comes to the market. The boy's attention, however, was on the coin purse dangling vulnerably by the young halfling's side.
Easy pickings.
As the girl went about her shopping, doling out coins from the purse and adding more goods to her basket, the boy continued to shadow her, moving closer and closer, blending in perfectly with the shuffling crowd. Just as Tariq reached out his hand to snatch the purse, Sebti sprung into a defensive posture, barking immediately at the would-be thief. Khepri whirled around abruptly, sparks arcing between them as the fearsome puppy tackled the boy to the ground. He cried out in surprise rather than pain from the unexpected attack.
Ow! Okay. I give up.
Khepri approached him as Sebti continued to menace the boy, growling. The crowd spread out away from them, but otherwise paid them no heed. Thieves were unfortunately commonplace in the Sunburst market. The young druid regarded him with a mixture of determination and suspicion. As she was studying him, the boy's eyes stole a quick glance at the coin purse. But his attention was again diverted to Kepri's hand, which had begun to emit a faint, flickering light of fiery energy.
And that was just a warning. I suggest you reconsider your choices and apologize.
The boy's initial bravado wavered under the girl's fiery stare and her fearsome puppy as he assessed his options. He hadn't factored in the possibility that she might have known magic, as she seemed so young and helpless. Clearly, not the easy prey he assumed she would be. Knowing when he was outclassed, he raised his hands in surrender.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna try anything. Just let me leave, and we can forget this ever happened, okay?
Leave? Oh no, I think you need to atone for your treachery. You have to walk me home now.
Walk you home? No way. You can do magic. You don't need me.
Yeah, but you need to apologize.
I did. I said I was sorry.
Not good enough. Or do I have to go get the city guard?
Fine. I'll walk you and your stupid dog.
Not a stupid dog, and good.
Khepri immediately flipped her attitude as though all had been forgiven. She offered her hand and helped Tariq on his feet.
Here, you carry this for me since you're walking me home.
The halfling girl beamed up at the boy as if he hadn't just tried to steal from her. Sebti, her mother's loyal companion, similarly shifted attitude with Tariq and began running circles around the young boy, his tail wagging all the while. Too stunned at the sudden attitude change, Tariq numbly accepted the basket and allows himself to be led away with the bouncy little halfling.
I'm Khepri, by the way, and this is Sebti, my mom's dog. Say hi, Sebti! Good, Sebti. And that would mean you are?
Wary what the girl had planned, Tariq adjusted his grip on the basket and offered a tentative introduction.
I'm Tariq.
Khepri immediately went into a flurry of tales, stories, and anecdotes as she continued leading Tariq through the twisting alleyways and out of the main metropolis of Wati. Tariq couldn't help but be impressed as Khepri babbled on, pointing out the various stores of people she knew as if manifesting into the universe for Tariq to be her friend. Yet, he remained quiet, perplexed by this bubbly little girl who, instead of being angry with him, acted as though they were lifelong friends. Before long, they reached an opening into a peaceful street on the outskirts of town, lined by quaint houses on either side. Compared to the marketplace they had just left, the streets exuded an aura of rustic charm and simplicity, as though it blended into the desert nearby. Mid-sentence, and without warning, Khepri and Sebti both broke out into a full run, calling out to Tariq behind her.
We're here! Come on, this is it! This is where I live!
Without explaining what she expected him to do, both Khepri and Sebti entered the humble home. Standing outside alone, Tariq felt the urge to escape before he could be alerted by the parents to what he had done. For whatever reason, though, he couldn't help but trust this effortlessly charming halfling. He trepidatiously entered her home. He found a nearby table and went to put her basket down, expecting to leave thereafter.
Here's your food. I'm just gonna go now. It was interesting meeting you.
After waiting for a polite moment for a response, Tariq turned to leave. But just before he could reach the door, Khepri burst back into the room from deeper within her little home with her mother close behind.
Now wait just a minute there, young man.
Tariq froze, his foot already halfway out the door, so close to making his getaway. This was it, he thought. They're going to take him into the authorities. He turned around and was surprised to see this woman, who was even shorter than him, looking up at him and smiling. Not glaring, as he assumed, but smiling.
You're not leaving just yet, Offendum.
As if reading the halfling's mind, Sebti ran underfoot of Tariq and began urging him back into the house. Khepri grabbed his arms and began helping the puppy, and together the two were able to coax the boy back inside. He felt uncomfortable, but welcome, on edge and anxious, but able to relax. He was feeling a very confusing mix of emotions standing before them.
What a kind young gentleman you are, helping out my dear darling Khepri like that.
Huh?
Tariq shifted his gaze quickly to Khepri and found her grinning from ear to ear. He didn't know what she told her mother, but clearly it wasn't the full story.
Mama, can we keep him? Please, I promise I'll take good care of him.
Wait, what?
Khepri, you can't say things like that. I have to apologize for my daughter. She was clearly raised by animals.
I was raised by animals. I mean, kind of. I mean, Sebti, right? You?
Oh, never mind her. Come. You must stay for lunch. It's not much right now. I only made food for about 15 people, but I hope it'll be enough to fill you up for at least a little bit. Besides, Khepri, I'm sure Tariq's family would miss him if he stayed too long after that.
Tariq's discomfort suddenly rushes over him like an annual flood waters of the Sphinx, and his awkwardness is not missed by the two halfling ladies in front of him as he shifts uneasily.
Actually, I don't really have a family. It's just been me for a while now.
The tension in the room was palpable. Khepri's smile wavered just for a minute as an expression of empathy and insight dawned on her. With newfound understanding, she took into account his attire, its ill fit and telltale signs of wear and tear clearly showing his struggles. She registered, too, just how skinny he was for a human boy. She knew this boy needed her help, but she couldn't tell why. This ignited a fierce determination within her heart to save the newfound friend of hers. With a knowing smile, Khepri's mother saw all of this transpire within her daughter's mind, and she saw the compassion burning in her eyes.
Well, in that case, Tariq, I think it would be nice if you did us the honor of also joining us for dinner. You know, as a small token of our gratitude for helping Khepri today.
Smiling once again, Khepri's excitement became contagious as she eagerly tugged at Tariq's arm, almost as if to shake the worry from him.
Oh, yes, please? Please, will you stay? Oh my gosh, you can be my brother. I've always wanted a brother. A brother that can talk. Sorry, Sebti.
Tariq gazed down into Khepri's bright, pleading eyes. Despite being a young boy, he was still taller than her and her mother, and he was touched by and amazed by her sincerity and humbled by this undeserved kindness. Whatever gods were watching over him right now, he couldn't help but thank them. He sniffed and tried to clear his throat, regaining his bravado.
Yeah, well, I suppose one meal wouldn't hurt.
Khepri's boundless enthusiasm propelled them forward as she pulled Tariq deeper into her home. A tour was about to commence. The young halfling girl dragged the startled boy around the corner as they disappeared from the room. Khepri shouted back to her mother,
Mama, we are definitely keeping him.
As the pair's voices and footsteps faded down the hall, Khepri's mother chuckled at her daughter and turned to her animal companion.
Oh, Sebti, I send the girl out to the market and she brings back yet another stray.
Khepri's mother laughs as she bends down to scratch the dog behind the ears.
Oh, yes, the last stray wasn't so bad. You're right. I'm so proud of that big heart of hers.
Oh.
As the scene fades to black, a new one emerges. An older Khepri and Tariq stride through the lively streets of Wati, flanked by their companions from the Band of Misfits, Tanhi, Habibi, and Keryth. Although no injury can be seen, they look haggard and worn from their day's adventure and the perils they had just faced. Welcome back to town. How do you guys feel?
Exhausted.
Oh my gosh.
Haggard and worn.
Haggard and worn.
Like I don't have any spell slots left.
I need
Like you don't have
sleep.
What are you guys talking about? The Sanctum of the Erudite Eye was easy. No one even died.
Oh my god, yes they did. Velriana and her minions.
Okay, all right. No one we cared about died.
Wow.
They deserved it. I feel no sympathy.
Well, before I ask you guys what your characters are thinking right now, how they viewed their trek through the Sanctum, and before you guys make it back into the Tooth and Hookah, perhaps MVP is in order. What do you guys think?
Yes.
All right. This week, with a resounding victory, goes to Anjela.
Woo!
Dun, 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 dun.
What did I even do?
Well, let me tell you. Thanks for asking.
I love how that's always the response every time from us.
What did I do? I just whacked things.
Do?
MVP to Tanhi for being the assist master this session. I would have been very sad to be turned into Ash from being too hasty. MVP to Tanhi. Her roleplay was on point and good on her for being in mom mode, helping the group with their checks and such.
Oh.
MVP to Tanhi for thinking fast, saving Khepri, and always being our super mama cat. She's perfect.
I hate whoever that was.
Hashtag kitty emoji face. And then the final MVP, I choose Tanhi for the awesome fighting skills, for her keen eyes that saved us from dying by fireball storm. Everyone played a great game to close out book 1. Woo-hoo. And then finally...
Who?
Oh my
And then
god.
I wonder who this is gonna be.
I know. The final honorable mention, I don't know who put this one in. It's so weird. Honorable mention to Habibi for being our unpaid healer, unpaid translator, pretty much unpaid all the time.
It's okay. We pay him with love.
We pay him with love and pats on the
That's
back.
right. That's all I need. Love and
Can
acceptance.
I be honest, guys? I don't remember what happened last session. I don't remember.
We murdered.
You probably blacked out a couple
murdered a bunch of
times.
zombies.
So a couple let me review the last couple of sessions. You guys went down to the crypts of the Sanctum. You confronted and defeated Valriana and the Scorched Hand. You killed Valriana and the rest of them except for Adori. Adori got out scot-free. You then discovered this area, this room
$100.
that used to have something in it very, very recently, like up until the past couple hours, but you're not sure what it was. It looks kind of like some sort of mask, maybe a headdress, but who knows. And whatever it was lingering. It left this huge necromantic magical aura. And there was hieroglyphs on the wall that said, don't fucking touch this thing. It's bad. It's evil. Sorry, we made a mistake. Seriously, don't fucking touch this. You will die. And someone touched it, so who knows. You guys then went into the far west, where you dealt with some of the crypts, and a bunch of the undead high priests came and attacked you. You guys all ran into Tariq except for Khepri, and she nearly died in one round. She went from full health to dying 4. It was very, very close.
It was terrifying, and I was really sad.
But from there, you guys all patched up again, still stupefied, still enfeebled, still tired. You guys moved to the far east, and you found the tomb of the founder, the first high priest of the temple. And inside, there was almost a booby trap, but Tanhi caught it.
Good job, Tanhi.
Within his sarcophagus, you guys found a elegant funerary mask.
Now
and
I
a few
remember
other
what
trinkets.
I stopped us from doing. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're like, what did I stop everyone doing? What, Ash? Why is there fireballs? What? It was a it was some spell that, like, the rain of firebolts or something. I can't remember the exact spell's name, but
I think
yeah,
he said it was
uh,
Firestorm, which probably would have immediately killed, like, all of it.
what? No, it was Firestorm. You're correct. But no, it didn't. No.
How
You
much
guys are- you
damage
guys are
does that
fine.
spell do again, by the way?
I don't want to say.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
It's only
Google.
66. You guys are fine.
Fire, storm, pathfinder.
Sorry, Storm Burst is what it was called. Storm Burst.
Storm burst, pathfinder.
That's fine. You guys are fine. But yeah, we kind of did like a bit of a time lapse. You guys grabbed all your stuff and you made it through the necropolis. Nothing too eventful happened, but it is dark now. The sun has set well beyond the horizon. It is you can start seeing the stars, and the moon is in a waning gibbous phase. It's filling up the sky a little bit, but other than that, it's a nice cool night, and it's fairly refreshing actually. Where do you guys want to go?
To bed.
To sleep.
Sleep. Must
I go
sleep.
sleep.
Okay,
right
but
now.
like
I go
physical
sleep right now.
locations.
I go sleep in the
right
middle
here.
of the road.
The tooth and hookah, please.
Oh, thank you.
No, right here in the middle of the road.
So Tanhi falls asleep on the road. Okay. Habibi's gonna go to the Tooth and Hookah.
I can imagine Habibi like dragging Tanhi behind him. Like
He just like
go
picks
on.
Tanhi's
And then
legs up
someone
and starts dragging her.
And then someone accidentally steps on her tail, and she's like, "Meow."
Yeah, Habibi's been working out lately. He's got a +2 strength. He's good now.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Look, I'm buff.
I have the same strength score.
Meanwhile, Tariq over here with what is my strength?
You and Tanhi should have both +4. That's your core strength.
Mine is
I have
plus 4.5. Actually,
Me over here with +4, watching you
Okay,
two
all
struggle
right.
to carry her.
Well, actually, right now it's 3.5 because you're enfeebled. Well, you guys make it past the gates, and it seems like you're one of the last groups to come because as you pass by, the priests from the Grand Mausoleum start closing the gate behind you, and you hear the giant stone doors crash close with a giant thud, and you can see this big bar go in front of them as they close down the gates. They wish you guys good night. You kind of like give them a polite nod, maybe a wave or whatever, and you guys go off around the corner, around another corner, and into the Tooth and Hookah.
There's one group that ain't gonna make it past them gates.
Oh.
Whoops. As you guys walk into the Tooth and Hookah, you can see that there's a couple patrons lying around. They're clearly, they're deep in their cups. Some of them are asleep. Some of them are having the time of their life. They're clearly playing some like bar drinking game, and they're cheery. They're happy. And speaking of happy, Farhan, the barkeep, is
Farhan.
is pulling in mugs, and he's cleaning them, and he sees you guys walk in, and he gives you an enthusiastic wave. He's like, "Hey, if it isn't the Band of Misfits, welcome back. I was wondering if you guys made it back alive."
We did it.
We're
here.
We made it back alive. Can't say the same for
We have
some
returned.
other people.
Yeah, you should see
Oh,
the
what-
other guys.
Wow, what a fun way to say such a cryptic and dark thing.
Staying there because they were staying there before.
Well, you start looking around, and it does
But
not.
I know she's staying there because they were staying there before.
It's true. Although you look around right now, and it does not seem Idori is here at the moment.
Oh, it's okay, Tariq.
Shucks.
Septi's better.
But keep your options open.
Okay, so you know like Kronk with the two angels
Yup.
on the
Yes.
shoulders? That's what I just now imagined.
Yup.
That Khepri's over here with the angel wanting Septi, and Habibi's like, open, keep the doors open.
Don't commit to anything or anyone.
Anyone.
You're still young.
Tariq's new moniker is Thirsty Tariq.
Oh. Oh my.
Okay.
First there was Septi, then there was Zadori. Has there been others? I feel like there's been others.
I was gonna say 2 people. That's not that much.
Okay, but that's only
Y'all
two.
acted
That's two new
Y'all
people.
acting like he's out.
It's less than a week. It's only been 6 days.
Oh shoot.
It's been
Clearly
a long time
Tariq
for
doesn't get out
us,
much.
But
Hey, but you don't know how, like, they live in Wati, though. So you don't know how long, you don't know if that's his first interaction with, well, I guess it would be the first interaction with them because they met as, like, strangers. But
But also,
whatever.
he's just being
He doesn't-
flirty. It's not like he
He
has
doesn't go to.
Yeah.
done anything to.
He doesn't go to the Grand Mausoleum. Sorry.
He was just gonna have a drink. You all are.
I mean, Dory did awaken something in Tariq.
Oh.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
she stepped on him. And he's
We
like,
learned that
oh.
we learned Tariq is into the Dami mommies.
I'm writing that quote down.
Order though. So Tariq, you're looking for Idori. She's not there. Khepri, what are you doing as you walk into the Tooth and Hookah?
So not only is Khepri kind of rubbing over her like different joints and stuff, like, ouch, I'm just so sore. I know I'm not scratched up anymore, but I'm tired. But she's also looking over for Toothy.
Toothy is, as always, lazily sitting in his little pond in the middle of in his little fountain in the middle of the Tooth and Hookah.
Well, Tariq, she's gonna like tug on him a little bit. I know you're being you. I'm gonna go say hi to Toothy real
Wow.
quick. Listen, you're going through your boy.
And you're being you.
Exactly. So I'm gonna go say hi to Toothy and go sit in my corner. Peace. And she's gonna go over, walk to Toothy and be like, "Hi, friend."
as you make yourself known to Toothy, Toothy kind of like opens one of his translucent eyelids, sees you, and you can just see his tail start like splashing in the water happily.
Aww, Kepri's
We
so
should turn
happy.
his pond into a spa.
Aww.
Get him
Ooh, I
some
wonder-
little water jets and stuff.
I meant to
going
say,
on.
hold on. Let me see what if I have any spells.
Do you have any
left.
spells?
I could use ignition.
That's ooh, you can warm up the water, make it like nice and warm.
Warm up the water a little bit, so it's kind of like a, he's a reptile. He needs to get cold and warm.
All
So
right.
she's just gonna very lightly warm it up.
Toast the water.
All right, so you cast ignition and you just dip your fiery hands into the water and you just start seeing it like very quickly steam and slowly start bubbling.
And then I'm gonna take my hands out right away because I don't want to cook the poor thing. I'm not eating alligator.
Yeah, we're not having
Oh,
any
man.
alligator meat tonight.
No,
Well-
and we can see like the boiling water like right at the source of the ignition like quickly dissipates throughout the rest of the pool, and like it starts slowly warming up the rest of the temperature of the water. But so you're playing with Toothy. That's what you're doing for tonight.
Well, until I go to bed.
Oh, sure. All right, Habibi, then what are you doing as you walk into the Tooth and Hookah?
I'm praying to Osiris.
All right, so you're praying. Are you praying about something in particular? Or what's going on here?
Well, it's basically recapping everything. Like, Osiris, we made it through this. We made it through the Sanctum. We got really close to dying multiple times, and even several of my party members. But I'm not sure if I'm strong enough to keep on doing this. I hope that you can guide me and help me figure out how to become stronger. And so that's basically what he's praying about. Like, he's praying and trying to like figure out his next moves.
Okay. Let's go to Tanhi next. You were dragged into the Tooth and Hookah. I assume you want to stand up at some point.
No, Tanhi is gonna curl up into a ball at Habibi's feet. Just like,
Oh, just curls around his feet to like still be there to protect him if need be.
yeah, she's tired. She's also
Yeah, she's-
like, I don't know if like depression is the right word, but she's like still
She's going through some shit.
Yeah, so like Habibi is her BFF, like, so being around Habibi is like helping her.
Yeah,
So.
it's good to process this. I got a guy. If you want to talk, I'm just kidding. Okay, so you're trying to like keep to yourself. You're trying to like process what you just went through, this harrowing experience. Keryth, last but not least, what do you got for me?
So we went through a lot at the Sanctum, and it was so the Sanctum was like all about Nethys, and Nethys is all about the arcane and stuff like this. And
Arcane, secrets, creation, destruction. He's about a lot of shit.
yeah. But so I think partly, other than obviously being absolutely exhausted from it. I mean, they just murdered basically a whole team. I mean, they deserved it, but it was still happening.
And also Tony and Bartholomew and all those guys earlier in the morning.
Hey, they knew what they were getting into when they accepted that contract. So, also, we didn't
I'll
kill
say it
Tony.
again. Self-defense is not murder.
Oh, that's right. Tony got away.
Tony got away, and I think the one you named Leslie or something. Anyway,
I don't remember.
we don't care about them so much right now. Maybe they'll come
Wow.
back. Maybe they'll come back later. But so we just went through this whole Sanctum, and it was all very centered around Nethys and the arcane. And obviously, Keryth had tried to delve a little bit more into the arcane, but I think he's discovering, like, after we've gone through this Sanctum, he's like, I don't think the arcane is really for me. Like, yeah, I see, Tariq is using it very effectively in our fights and stuff like that, but it doesn't seem to really be for Keryth. So he's kind of tossing some options around in his head. Like, do I want to continue on this path of, learning more about the arcane, or should I, start looking into, something else to supplement the whole, inventing and what he can currently do?
Is he just like self-reflecting about all this, or is he sharing this with Tariq as well?
Right now, just kind of going through the options like in his head. But he wants to kind of figure out where he wants to go from there first before he, really brings it up with, the party group or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay. So Tariq, you haven't found a dory. What do you do next after that?
So Tariq's gonna go up to Farhan. He's gonna be like, "Hey, have you seen a tallish elf woman coming here by the name of Adori? Used to be with the purple hat lady, Valeriana."
Oh, the purple.
Oh.
Slowly looks over and
sorry.
sees the hat on Khepri's head.
Oh, I forgot I had that on my head.
Oh, that explains. I'm sorry. I was looking at your sister's hat, and I didn't No, I haven't seen them actually all day. They left this morning very early. I thought I haven't even gotten the bar open. They grabbed their stuff and they just left, and they seemed like they were trying to be quiet. I assumed they were trying to be polite, but I haven't heard back from them yet. They haven't been back all day.
Oh.
Interesting. Well, if you happen to see Adori and you kind of see him take from his robes a folded up paper, and he's like, "Could you pass this along?"
Tariq and your little notes. Oh my god.
I mean, I could. Is it urgently? I can try to. I have a boy coming into town. He's delivering some stuff. I can see if he can find her. Maybe he can go out and look for her in town. Is it important? What do you want me to say?
It's not urgent. It's just if she comes back here.
Oh,
I know
okay.
she was staying here.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm happy to help.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And he slips him a silver piece.
Oh, thank you so much. You're too kind. You're too generous. Really, it's I really appreciate it. Thank you. And he takes the coin and puts it in his little belt pocket.
Oh, Tariq.
And then Tariq is just gonna go over to a table near the pool with Khepri there playing with the crocodile still, and he's just gonna get out his notebook and just kind of starts writing down stuff that happened that day and making sure while everything's fresh before he goes to bed, he's just jotting all that down.
So you guys spend a couple hours just relaxing, exchanging stories, maybe hanging out, but eventually you guys are all going to go to sleep. So you guys all walk up, you guys take your rest, and you guys all sleep peacefully and soundly throughout the entire night, except, however, for Habibi. Your dreams are much more cryptic. They're not like the normal dreams you would have every night, maybe dreaming of, your lavish lifestyle or prettying yourself up, making yourself look good, or even of your friends like Tanhi and Tariq and Keryth and Khepri and stuff. This time, however, you dream of a green ram, like the goat.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem to be doing anything except it seems to be grazing in this field of reeds, like next to the river. And as you approach it, as you wade through the shallows of the side of the river and you look up at the green ram, it just looks up, opens its mouth and says, "Come find me," and dives into the water and disappears.
Okay. No, this is important. I'm gonna do this. This is a message from Osiris. I know it. I'm saying this to myself in my dream.
So I know Alyssa just said that Habibi's okay in his dream, but I imagine that at least a little bit of it comes out as sleep talk, and so you just hear,
"Oh yeah,
oh man,
okay, Katie."
Oh my goodness gracious.
Alyssa's not amused.
Much love.
Much love.
Heart."
Oh man. All right, so you guys wake up. It is now day 6 since the start of the lottery. You guys wake up and it's a bright, beautiful day. With a few clouds in the sky. The sun is shining, it's nice and warm, but the clouds are giving nice shade and a nice cool breeze is flowing in. It doesn't rain very often, but you think that this might maybe bring a slight drizzle into Wati. It doesn't usually see more than a few days of rain a year. So this is a welcome sight for anyone who lives here. You guys gather your belongings, you get ready, and what do you want to do today? What is the plan for day 6? You guys finished all 3 of your sites, so really you just have to wait until the auction.
Well, we need to go talk to Sebti and, like, get rid of what we're gonna, take to the auction and what we're gonna sell here. But also, I think we need to talk to her about what happened with Valriana and their group.
Oh, we can't just keep it a secret?
No, they're gonna figure it out when they don't see her.
Does that mean we get their auction loot?
Uh,
Finders keepers, right?
I don't think that's how that works.
Khepri's sitting there like, I don't know what to think about this.
No, for real. It probably all is going to go to their last remaining member, which is Adori. So
Hey, maybe she'll show up and then Tariq can find her. Ooh.
She'll probably be at the auction.
but yeah, I agree that probably going to see Sebti to check in and all that fun jazz is probably a good first step.
And then we can go shopping.
And then
Yeah, because who knows, maybe she
Woo!
will want us to do something as like a second half of informing her about what happened with the Scorched Hand.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Oh, and I'm not sure if there's anything else we need to add, but do we need to like talk about how we inactivated the Akkad?
Deactivated, you mean?
Yeah. What did I say?
I think,
Inactivated?
yeah.
Close enough.
Oh, is that not a
Basically the same
word?
thing.
No.
Inactive is a word, but inactivate.
She just is
I don't
using
think
the
it is.
English language however she wants, which is fine.
Thank you. Thank
It made
you.
sense.
It's
Honestly,
a hard
that's
language.
that's how most English speakers also use the language.
That's her dialect.
I will defend people. I was an English major, okay?
Anyway, all right, we deactivated the Akkad, and I'm not sure if they're going to want that to be reactivated to continue keeping that temple up.
Because we left the keystone was that statue, right? It wasn't like an actual
Right.
stone for us to take. So
Right.
yeah, so we could just tell them like where in the sanctum the keystone was to do that, so that if they, since it is a site, devoted to Nethys, they might want.
I agree. Yep.
All right. Fantastic. Are we all in agreement?
Yeah.
Going once?
Yeah.
Going twice? All right. And then we see like the Batman like zoom in, zoom out logo. And you guys make it to the Grand Mausoleum. I don't know. When do you guys get here? Like 11 in the morning? Something like that?
Yeah,
give or
we
take?
needed
sure
to
we-
sleep in.
Yeah.
We really slept in late.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We probably slept in because of being so exhausted.
Yup. That you probably did. You make it to the Grand Mausoleum, and as you approach, you see Sebti the crocodile at her usual spot. She's at the table, welcoming all the incomers, and she seems to be talking to this man. He's tall, he's dark skinned, he has these dark brooding eyes. He has a like long dreaded white hair and this white goatee, and he has this red turban around his head, and they seem to be talking. And as they see you approach, he kind of like stops and stands up straighter, and he goes, "Oh, these must be the Band of Misfits that you were talking about, Sebti."
Oh, Sebti's talking about us.
Because we're the favorite.
It's because she likes Tariq.
Did she say any names?
As you guys approach, ignoring your questions,
We need to know.
he offers a hand in warm greeting, and he says, "My name is Teminib."
Tebanib.
Spell that.
Timinid.
Spell that.
You guys don't know how to spell
Hi,
Teminib?
Tim.
That is not how.
there's a P in that.
That is
It's
not-
a silent P.
That is not how I
What's up
expected
with all these
that.
names with the silent P's and the D's?
Can we call you Nibby?
What? No. My name is Teminib. Just call me Teminib.
Teminib.
I'm very tentative about calling you Timinib.
Okay, listen here, guys. That's very rude. You guys are quite mean.
I just want to say that
Sorry,
if we're doing
our
that,
name is Band of Misfits, so I feel like
What?
it's very.
And I enjoy like all of these authentic names, but I
Yup.
am white. I'm
What?
sorry.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. I can't. Like
We're
my
white
tongue
as
doesn't
milk.
wrap around these consonants like this.
You just go from the P to the T.
Teminib.
Just like in one.
Teminib.
Like pterodactyl.
Teminib.
It's pterodactyl, but Teminib.
I just have like
Pterodactyl minus the
I
dactyl.
have this vision of all of us him saying I'm Teminib, and then all of us are like saying it in different ways. We're like Teminib, ooh Teminib, pterodactyl, and he's just standing there staring at us like what?
Is he an oracle?
I don't know. He seems to have like this holy symbol of Pharasma tied around his neck, and he has like he has fuck, what's it called? The coal. He has dark ancient Osiriani coal around his eyes, and he has these animal furs like leopards and cheetah like wrapped around him as well.
No.
But he kind of looks around. He's introducing himself, and Sebti speaks up. She goes, Teminib here is actually one of my colleagues. He works here in the Grand Mausoleum. He and I were just discussing a matter of urgency in nearby, and he was just informing me of he was just giving me a report. But I believe you also have a report for me, if I'm not mistaken. You guys are here after your site. Did you completely finish it?
We have 2 reports.
We have a little bit to tell you.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just get my notes
Slides
out
hat
here.
forward.
Kepri's wearing that hat.
Tries to hide the giant ass hat behind the tiny halfling, not successfully.
She pulls out her books and she says, I see here. Oh, so you went to the Sanctum of the Erudite. Oh, you went to the Sanctum.
Yeah, and obviously some things happened, and
we were attacked.
It was all
Before we-
self-defense.
Oh, no.
Yes, it was self-defense. Yep. Preach, Habibi.
I have the hat to show you proof.
She kind of like squints her eyes. She goes,
That does anything, Khepri.
I don't think Khepri is capable of lying, so I'm inclined to believe you guys.
She is.
But I do need to.
About this.
Just throw me under the bus, why don't you, to my future sister-in-law?
What?
Shut up,
Future what? Huh?
Khepri. Oh my god.
That's what you
That's
get,
not me.
Tariq.
You see Septi's face go like peach red. She's Teminib, sorry, I can take it from here. We'll finish our report later. She shakes herself a little bit. What was I even talking about? We were talking about the
that we
things about
definitely
the
did not murder an entire team in self-defense.
No,
We
of
did
course
not
not.
murder an entire team. One
Thank
person
you.
is not there.
Okay.
Guys, one at a time.
I have a lot I need to record here. Sorry, I'm back. I got my bearings. We're good. Whew, I just wasn't expecting that, Khepri. Sorry. Let me try getting this.
Fanning herself.
I need to get this in detail because you said people died. Did you did all the killing?
Oh God!
Is it still killing if they attacked us first?
That's a good question, because they were trying to kill us, and they weren't even supposed to be there, and they set up people to shoot us, and then it was really bad, and we didn't want to kill them, but they wouldn't work with us, and then they tried to kill us, and we had no choice, and now I have Valeriana's hat, and I feel kind of dirty now.
Wait.
Okay.
You took.
Wait. Guys. All right.
I have many concerns.
That's fair.
Do you remember us trying to warn you last time that Valeriana Hypaxis was trying to break into the Sanctum? You even told us before that she was trying to bribe you for that lot.
Yeah, I didn't think she would do anything about it. I did send some guards down that area to try and make sure and dissuade her, but they came back and they said that no one came in that area. Clearly they lied. So that's very concerning to me.
Either she paid them off or they were very stealthy. She did cast an invisibility spell, so they very well could have snuck by them. But they came well before we went to our lot, and we were surprised to find them there. But not that surprised, because obviously they were interested in that lot.
I see.
But we tried to get them to stand down and work with us, and they refused. In fact, Valeriana fireballed us, and so that was that. And we had to defend ourselves. I think what the team is trying to say, and then he glares at Khepri, who's still holding the hat. I think what the team is trying to say is we didn't want to kill these
Speak for
people,
yourself.
but they didn't really leave us much choice. I think it's important to note that Adori, one of the elves on the team, is still alive and did not fight us.
Well,
Granted, we had to pay her off, but
Adori did come back last night. I did see her. She reported back. She said that they didn't go to their last site. So I guess now I know
she
why.
didn't report her teammates as dead.
She said that they... were under some injuries. She didn't say they were dead.
Oh.
Oh, they're
Well,
very dead.
And then Tariq then reaches his hand out for the hat. Well, they're very much dead. I don't think Valeriana would part with this willingly.
Well, this is very serious. What did you do with the bodies?
Oh, we left them there.
They are still
You
there.
left their bodies?
They're already in a
Wait.
tomb. That's where you put dead bodies. They're fine.
Did
We
you?
weren't sure. We weren't sure what to do with them. We couldn't carry them out.
Oh, she pinches
It's
her.
in the middle of the necropolis. The night was turning. It was too dangerous to stay. What would you have us do?
She pinches the bridge of her nose. She's like, did you guys perform some sort of prayer? Did you cast gentle repose? Did we do anything? You just left them there? You
Entire
took her
party
hat?
turns to look at the cleric. Did we
I
do
did not
any of
have
that?
gentle repose prepared.
Oh, goodness gracious.
It's only been a
Okay.
day.
Tariq.
It's not even. Tariq is like, yeah, we probably should.
Tariq,
we should
Tariq,
done that.
as Kepri's like pulling on him. I don't think Septi's gonna be my future sister-in-law anymore.
Khepri, can you back away, please? Back away from the table.
Septi like takes her fingers and like purses them against her lips for a second in thought, and she goes, well, if it was, you said they are inside the sanctum at the moment, right?
In the crypt.
Do you know where?
The bottom level.
In the crypt down below?
Yes.
Okay, so it's fairly cool down there. If we hurry, we might. Okay, 1 second. She kind of like steps up, or stands up for a second and like steps away. She goes up the stairs into the grand mausoleum, and she comes back with this other lady cleric, and she like is as she's like putting on her cloak, and she seems to be going inside, like towards the gate. She says, okay, I'm gonna put Layla on this. She's one of my best clerics. She should be fine by herself. She'll go to the Sanctum of the Erudite Eye and cast gentle repose on the bodies, and then when I have more of my some more of my men, then we can go in there and get the bodies, and we can cast the proper funerary rites. They deserve that much at least. But
I mean,
Sorry.
they
They
hired
were
thugs
attempted
to try and
murderers.
murder us on the way there.
it's not out. We are not to judge them. So that's Pharasma's job.
Yeah.
Don't me.
Oof, you're gonna get in trouble, Keryth.
Well, if they're gonna go down there, I think there's some other things they should know about the site.
Okay, what else is there?
It is disabled, but there was a cot. I was able to read the inscription and disable it, but I don't know if I don't know how long that will last, if it's permanent or if it resets every now and then. So,
Okay.
should it reset by chance after a day, they may need to go down same area on the bottom floor near where the bodies are. There's like a little alcove with a fountain pool in there. It's in there. That's the keystone.
Yeah, I think I think Layla will be fine by herself, but thank you for letting me know. If something were to happen, she's smart enough to get out, and then we can come in better prepared. Okay, well, I guess my next question is going to be, do you feel you explored the tomb to the best of your abilities?
Yes.
Okay. The last question is, do you have any items you would like to put up for auction?
Yes.
Which are?
Scoots hat forward.
Well, we found some.
This hat.
I don't think they want the hat, Khepri. Sorry.
No, that's no.
Just no.
No.
All right, so some of the things we found, we did find some religious symbols of Nethys that are made out of pure silver that might be of
Ooh.
interest to some people.
Okay.
We did find the crypt of the high priest, the first high priest, I think it was, of the Sanctum. And there were even canopic jars that we located, and some interesting funerary masks as well. There was a divine warden that we had to contend with to enter the crypt.
You didn't destroy the Divine Warden, did you?
Tariq like subtly tucks the staff like kind of behind him a little bit. Holds the staff away.
Tariq,
Oh no.
It's okay. If you did it in self-defense, I can understand. It's always sad when we lose a divine warden. There's not very many left in the world. It's okay.
Yes, but he was trying. Well, the divine warden was programmed to try and kill us, and we were trying so hard not to. We tried so hard, but then it took down our friends.
Yeah.
It was attacking lethally?
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yeah, it was some.
These two almost died.
Yeah, it was somehow.
Almost died.
Yeah, it was.
They usually just defensively prevent advancement into the more holier places in the site. That's very interesting to me. That it was attacking so aggressively. Do you know why?
It was somehow programmed
to
to attack anyone that was not a obvious follower of Nethys, and we only happen to have 2 of those individuals in our group, and we knew that it would not be very safe to send them on their own to explore the rest of the area, which was probably smart on our part, given that is where we found Velriana and her goons.
In retrospect, Velriana probably messed with it.
I don't think so. I don't think that that's something that someone could easily mess with.
I'm not quite sure. Well, the other thing is Velriana was an avid Nethys follower. So
They all were. So they wouldn't have
that
bothered them.
I remember very clearly, because that's the whole reason she wanted to go there so badly. All right.
There
very
is
well.
something else of note.
Mm-hmm.
We did find a secret room, but we don't think that Velriana and her goons had found it. It may have been, someone before them. But when we opened it, there was blood on the floor that we determined was fairly fresh. But when we encountered Velriana and them, they didn't seem to have been injured.
Or barefoot.
Yes, because there was also bare foot prints in the blood. So it did not come from any of Velriana's crew.
What do you mean there were bare footprints? What do you think there was a third party?
Yes.
But only one person?
It seems that way.
Yep.
Huh.
It was a popular site, apparently.
And there was some kind of a statue that seemed to have had something taken from it. And there was an inscription on the wall. Tariq, do you remember what that inscription was? Did you write it down?
Yeah, here. Let me get it real quick. And you see him take out his notebook, and he kind of flips through the pages. All right. We can't make full sense of it yet, but this is what it said. Woe to you who plunder the relinquer. What?
You okay to read?
Do you need to send the text? Do you want me to read it?
And he's pulling at his collar because now he's nervous. Everyone's looking. Thrice divided soul. Turn away, lest the harsh judgment of the Forgotten One fall upon you, and your descendants for 1,000 generations. Turn away, for his caw cannot be appeased, and it shall call forth legions of the dead and the damned. Turn away, and may the all-seeing eye and the Lady of the Graves take pity on you, for if not, the Forgotten Pharaoh shall consume you, mind, body, and soul. So it definitely mentions Pharasma here, but we're not quite sure who the Forgotten Pharaoh is, or
we racked our brains about it, but none of us were really sure who that could have been referring to. Do you have any idea who that might be referring to?
No, I haven't. That doesn't ring any bells. I can open up the library here at the Grand Mausoleum. You're more than welcome to read for yourselves to see if you can find any clues or anything, but I personally don't know anything about this. That's the first time I've heard about this. You said the Forgotten... What was the name?
The Forgotten Pharaoh.
The Forgotten Pharaoh, or the Forgotten One, which we think means the same person.
Yeah, no, this is... Like I said, it's the first time I've heard of it. But if you want, I can let you into the library. I will... We don't have very much here. It's the some of the scrolls here we mostly just borrow from Tefu if we need any more obscure text. This is mostly Pharasman text, but we do have some history books on the city of Wati. Maybe you can look at those. I don't know. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. That's very interesting.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Tariq.
Okay, so let's see here. There's something about self-defense, divine warden, mysterious room.
Self-defense.
The secret part doesn't surprise me too much. I mean, Nethys is all about keeping secrets anyway, so I would be surprised if there wasn't a secret door or not, but I'm more impressed that you guys found it. Interesting that it was only ajar. Maybe the priest didn't close it properly, or perhaps it was one of the other people you said. I mean, there was other parties in there as well. Maybe one of them opened it.
Yeah, because we did find the blood on the inside of the secret room.
I think, Keryth, too, didn't you think that there possibly may have been a necromancer on the site because of the dogs?
Oh,
that
yeah.
We fought,
when we
or jackals?
when we first arrived at the site, there were these undead jackals that attacked us right as
freshly turned.
the
Freshly
bodies were
turned.
still very fleshy,
Rotting.
and rotting.
Oh,
They weren't
no.
skeletal. Originally, I thought that maybe one of Valriana's crew, was an arcane necromancer of some sort. But now that we've located these other prints in blood, maybe the necromancer was, this unknown third party.
Unknown third party. Jinx.
You guys are on the same wavelength.
Wow.
Well, I will definitely keep an eye out for that. This is all news to me, but I gotta tell you, I don't know what it is. Why is it always you five? But all of these sites, like, everyone comes in here and they're usually like, yeah, we found the brothel, we looked in, we found the treasure chest, cool, here it is, we're done. With you guys, there's always something. I don't know what it is.
Wait, what group got to go to the brothel?
It's an ancient brothel, Tariq. Don't get so excited.
I just want you to know that
I'm
Khepri in this
just
meantime
joking.
is like punching Tariq in the stomach.
Valriana, when we encountered her, did say something about going to a brothel next door. I do remember that distinctly.
Yeah, well,
And
it was the old city. There were a couple brothels.
it's not like we got to choose where we got sent. It feels like maybe we're being set up.
You're right.
Maybe it's
This
divine
is probably
providence, Habibi.
Maybe there's a guy in the sky that tells us where to go.
Can we call him Sky Daddy?
This is the will of Pharasma. Who is Sky Daddy?
The forgotten one.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I forgot.
No, this clearly is the will of Pharasma that you would be so intertwined with the Sanctum of the Erudite Eye and whatever else is transpiring here. Whatever does happen, the Lady of Graves will reveal her intention and the fate of us all in due time. But until then, we have an auction tomorrow. If you guys are more than happy to join us. If not, we'll just sell all your lots as part of the temple. I know if you have other adventures you want to go on elsewhere, that's fine. I would understand that, but I'll be very sad. I do hope to see you guys there.
Do you hope to see Tariq there, Miss Septi?
Oh my gosh, Keryth.
No, I have to keep neutral and judicial. I don't show favorites. I'm just excited to see all of you at the auction.
Septi? Are we in trouble?
I don't think so. She kind of like wavers a little bit at your.
Are you in trouble?
No. What? You guys should leave now. I gotta go. I have Teminib is waiting for me.
Teminib.
It was nice hearing from you guys. I'll see you tomorrow night. Okay.
For drinks?
She almost said
I
Tariq.
know, we heard it.
She grabs her book and
tell Teminib that we said bye.
I will.
And as
runs up the
she
stairs.
Poor Septi.
rushes back towards the Grand Mausoleum, Keryth yells over, "We like your necklace, Septi."
She hangs her head and immediately ducks behind the wall, ignoring you completely.
Keryth, that's not nice. Septi's obviously got a little crush on Tariq. And Tariq, you need to stop being a player and get straight with this.
What are you looking at me for?
You need to not try to go and date a Dory. You have beautiful Septi who's smart and intelligent and has such a good career ahead of her. She could take care of you. You could be a stay-at-home dad. There are so many good things about this, and you're gonna throw it all away. Plus, I'd get the best sister-in-law.
Don't forget, you're speaking
Okay.
for Septi, because Septi has not said
Okay.
any of this stuff like this.
I feel like you're building a little bit of a fantasy. Oh my god. My dialect.
Khepri is just reading this well. That's all.
It feels like a little bit of a fantasy builder that you've got going on, Khepri. I mean, she hasn't said anything to me directly.
She's wearing your necklace.
It's a nice necklace.
It was a gift. It's nice.
Okay.
As Keryth so says.
Okay. Well, the next thing we need to do is figure out what we're auctioning. Oh, shoot. Don't we need Sebti for that?
No, we just have to show up to the auction.
We already gave her the items, Khepri.
Oh, wait, what? When did we give her the items?
You're too busy fantasizing.
Were you like walking me down the aisle or something to a wedding to Sebti the whole time? Like, what was going on in your head,
I
Khepri?
get to walk my brother down the aisle.
I think you're missing the point, Khepri. You're missing the point.
And she's gone again, guys. All right, Khepri, snap out of it.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. I think we need to go shopping, guys.
You guys can go ahead and go shopping. Could someone do I think Keryth wants to, because Sebti mentioned the library, to look into that forgotten one. So Keryth is kind of interested in that. So Keryth wants to do that if someone would be willing to take his spear to do the switcheroo of the rune. I have the money for it, but
I could research with you too, Keryth.
you don't need to go do shopping.
I'm book smart, and Khepri can get my things.
Oh, but if you're in the same temple as Sebti.
Oh God.
Khepri can go get my things. Please.
Fine. Oh my gosh.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You're my favorite little brother ever. She tries to reach up to do a noogie on him, but she cannot reach.
So he bends down and
Just stand on Ramses' back and do it.
Oh, Ramses. He's a good boy. He slept for the night, too.
This is so silly.
Yes, it is. But this is like how I would be with my brother.
Poor Ryan.
Tariq gives her instructions for what he wants, so that way if he ever needs to or she needs to consult the shopping list, she'll just hear his voice reading back his wants in her head. That's totally practical, right?
Yeah, for sure. Khepri might be a goof, but she
opens up the list. It says, "I would like," and I verbally can tell her what I want. But it was totally written on a piece of paper.
But it's like you hear the voice in your head right at that moment.
Yeah.
All right.
It's magic.
Well, fine. You two go research. I guess who's going shopping with me?
I'll go shopping with you.
Ah, Habibi!
I need to pick up my weapon.
Tanhi!
So do we give our weapons to Tanhi?
I mean,
So,
weapons count
I
as
can
shopping.
carry one.
oh yeah. Well, Tanhi can carry all the weapons.
I can lift.
Well,
Bruh,
actually, I don't need...
I
My
can
staff already
lift.
has the +1.
But does it have a striking? Do you have striking on it?
Yeah, it's +1 striking already.
okay.
I could
Then, yeah,
probably
you're good.
carry one.
Because remember, I took the warden's
Oh yeah.
staff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing you
That's
were...
why I was trying to hide it
Yep,
earlier.
The thing you were hiding behind your back when talking to Sebti,
Yeah.
and you mentioned that we destroyed it. That thing?
Yeah. Yep, that thing. So I can keep my staff, but Keryth wants you to take his spear.
Yeah, because I got one of the staffs from the Peoples had the striking, so I need to move the striking onto my weapon.
Okay. Keryth, if you want me to do your weapon stuff, if you'll hand it over. And then I will just let y'all know how much it was after, because it only should be like 10 gold per thing, right?
Mhm.
Not even that. Since we already have the actual rune, basically we're just paying the cost for them to move it over.
Transfer it.
So it's only going to be 10% of the cost, which I did the math earlier, is going to be 6.5 gold pieces.
Yeah, and we can do all of this like off screen and stuff.
Yep.
But so
Okay.
Tariq and Keryth are going into the Grand Mausoleum to do some research, while Tanhi, Habibi, and Khepri are all going shopping, and they're transferring runes in the process.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. You guys say goodbye, farewells, wave off, blah, 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 blah. And we'll take care of Tanhi's side of things first. You guys make your way over to Kazmut. And As you come in, you can see he is feverishly working away at the forge once again. You hear the doorbell like ting ting. It opens up as the three of you and Ramses walks in. And then he kind of shouts out again and he goes, "About time you fucking got here. I've been waiting all morning.
We couldn't do anything about it.
I love him.
You could have gotten here sooner."
You don't know what we've been through.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about it. Are you here for your weapon?
Yes, and we have runes to move.
Good. Some bad news.
Oh.
I fixed it. I changed the design for you, but the cold iron you gave me, it was real shit. It was very old. I tried salvaging as much as I could, but I didn't have enough. So I can give you the weapon as you wanted, but I don't have the cold iron etched on it. It's not coated in cold iron like you asked me to. I know what you're gonna say. Oh, the dwarf doesn't know how to smite. Fuck you. I tried my best. You gave me shit.
Tani is just like
So
putting her hands
aggressive.
up like, damn. I
I
didn't
love
even
this
say
guy
anything.
so much.
He's my favorite.
So do you have any suggestions on where I could get some cold iron? Perhaps? Maybe?
He kind of like scratches his beard. He's like tugging at it. He goes, I don't know. He kind of looks at you guys. You guys are kind of scrawny. I don't know if you'd be able to do it. All right. Here's what I like to do. I haven't gone there in a long time. You see, I'm getting old. I'm approaching like 200. That's pretty old for a dwarf. There's this mine further north of Wati, just past where the two rivers converge. It's in the River Sphinx. It's this old abandoned mine. It used to be a cold iron mine. I don't know if there's still any cold iron veins. If you guys want to go there and like mine some cold iron ore, maybe I can smelt you some more of it on this hammer. But I mean, as it stands, this is about as good as I can do. And trust me, I'm the best blacksmith in town. Ask anybody, they'll tell you. I'll beat them up if they deny it.
Oh, well, that's why they're gonna say it.
Damn straight.
Free lecture.
And then
Kid
Tani
gets
is
it.
gonna like, is Habibi with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
here.
I just
He
wanted to make
never left.
never left. Tani's gonna look over at Habibi and she's gonna be like, "Hey, do you have the map of the area?"
Yes, I do.
And Tani's gonna take the map from Habibi and she's gonna look at the blacksmith and she's gonna be like, "Mark it."
All right. Here, let me see here. It's due north. Here. It's just south of On, across the river, next to near Tefu, right across the river. That's it. It's right here. And he kind of like points at it. And you can see like as he pulls his finger back, there's just like a soot mark left where his hand was.
Nice. Okay, and then she's gonna fold the map back up because the soot mark is enough. And then she's gonna hand the map back to Habibi and she's gonna be like, "Okay, so here's the thing. The weapon you just made for me, I need the +1 and the striking rune put on it from this weapon." And she puts down one of the staffs.
Okay, all right. Because why? It wasn't enough for me to smelt you this entirely new weapon. No, I have to go ahead and make it magical. No, mundane weapons isn't good enough for us.
It's not.
All right, fine.
Damn.
You know, back in my day, we didn't have to use magical
It's not
weapons.
your
Well,
day
back in your day,
anymore.
everyone was weak.
Do you want me to do this for you or not?
Oh.
Yes,
Please?
yes, sir.
I was gonna say your
Thank you.
weapons are what keep us
Oh,
from
look
death.
how quick she said please.
All right.
All
right,
and then
give
she
me-
puts down the spear, and then I need the striking from this other staff put on here.
You guys went to a ninny spellcaster's tower or something, didn't you?
Hey, he said he
did
liked
he?
my spear the last time he saw it.
He's talking about all
You're
the
not
staffs.
here. Mind your business.
He's talking about
You're
all
not
the
in this.
staffs that I'm putting down.
Yep. He's like, this is a staff. This is a staff. You guys went to a wizard's tower or something.
Yeah,
All
something
right.
like
All
that.
right. Fine. I'll take your
Yeah,
fucking
I'm not there
sticks.
for him to insult my staff.
And
so.
then, do you buy sticks?
Do you buy sticks?
You want me to buy these? I mean, I guess I can make a profit off of them if I add the striking rune. If I must degrade my craft in such a way to afford rent, I suppose.
You're still paying rent at your age?
Hey, it's hard owning properties here in Wati. Everyone wants a bit. And besides, I'm 200 years old. That doesn't mean I lived here my entire life. You don't know my story. Get the fuck off my back.
Taxes.
I'm not
Get
on
off
your
my
back.
lawn.
Okay. Oh man,
He would totally say
this
that.
is.
All right. Give me your fucking sticks. Fucking. He grabs all the weapons in his hand. He just kind of like lumbers back into the forge area. He drops the sticks, takes you can see like he picks up this giant axe head on one side. On the other head, it has this beautiful hammer, and you can see that he clearly did exactly what he said he did. It just does not seem to be glinting in cold iron. And then he immediately takes it and looks over his shoulder and goes, well, what are you waiting for? Let me work on my fucking work.
We just are enjoying the ambiance.
No, you're not. Get the fuck out of my store.
Oh
Chill,
my
dude. Chill.
Just be
chill.
happy people like you.
Habibi just finds this highly entertaining. He does not like the confrontation, but he enjoys it not being directed at him.
Khepri likes this guy. She thinks he's chill. And, like, he puts on this big old facade, but also, like, he's kind of a funny guy. So Khepri will absolutely continue to provoke him.
Tanhi is like gonna drag Khepri out, like as she just keeps provoking. Like, come on, we need to go get Ramses' harness. Come on, let's
Bye! We miss you already!
In a completely different tone of a setting, we see ancient shelves. You know how they see like those ancient Greco-Roman shelves where they have like the giant X and scrolls within the X's?
No.
We see Keryth and Tariq. They're kind of like going up and down these aisles, picking out scrolls, opening them up a little bit, deciding that's good enough, and like putting it in their pocket as they go off to the table in the middle of this vast library. It's not really that vast. They have like 2 shelves, but yeah, you guys start reading through these scrolls. You're like talking back and forth. Why don't you guys both roll me a society check?
Yes.
Buddy.
So yeah, you guys go through scroll 1, nothing. Scroll 2, nothing. You keep going through all of these scrolls and you start piling it up. You throw them over your shoulders over and over and over again until you find one scroll.
Ooh.
And Tariq, you're looking through this, and then you call Keryth over, I imagine. As you guys are reading through the text, it's talking about the different legal issues about like building different buildings inside the town, and they don't describe it as the necropolis yet. They're just talking about building different cities or different buildings and houses and stuff in Wati, talking about like figuring out like where everything is going to be built, how the roads are designed. And they mention in a single sentence the Sanctum of the Erudite Eye.
Ooh.
And they say here it was commissioned by Hakotep the First.
Oh, that was the head priest guy. Right?
And we'll see you guys next week.
What?
Oh,
already?
What?
Already?
You're wrong, by the way, but, we'll see you guys next week.
Hey everyone, we hope you enjoyed the episode. If you liked what you heard, then please like, share, or subscribe to The Mithril Tabletop. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, and Instagram. Or always feel free to email us at themithraltabletop@gmail.com. We'll see you next week! Music and sound effects are provided to you by Envato Elements. The Mummy's Mask is copyright 2014. Mummy's Mask images, characters, and artwork are a trademark of Paizo Incorporated.